Hey everybody, it is about 1 o'clock Sunday morning, and I just kind of wanted to bring you up to date with something that happened Friday afternoon. I discovered that the microwave was not on, and GFI and the breaker and all that were fine. It's the only thing that wasn't running, so okay, microwaves bit the dust. But out of curiosity, went ahead and went over to the post that provides the power from the RV park, and got to looking at it and everything, checking it out, and the surge protector of my son-in-law's, it was showing one red light. Now there's two lights, and different conditions will show different lights and all this. Well, there was no condition for what it was showing. And so that made me really wonder about the surge protector. And as I would take it out and put it back in, I was getting some arcing and sparking. So got my handy little meter and went ahead and measured it, and the 30 amp service was shorter to ground. So I went over to the camp host, because it was after hours by now, and she had offered to, put the trailer in another spot. But I said, I can't move this thing, And she went to see if she had a spare 50 amp adapter, and she didn't. So John, my son-in-law, I got a hold of him, and after teasing him and telling him he's such a bad landlord, I went ahead and talked to him about it, and he went ahead and went out in town and picked me up a 50 amp. And after all this moving around I'd done with this stuff and putting it over to the 50 once we got the adapter, when John came over, we'd lost all the power at first, and that was with the old surge protector plugged in. So pulled the old surge protector out of the 50, and it worked just fine. So except for the microwave, everything else was back. I mean, we were able to get air conditioning back and all that. So he went ahead and pulled the microwave out and took it with him home, so he could get the right one the following day. And when he got it home, he plugged it in at home. It worked just fine. And I said, that's funny, because we checked the outlet behind the microwave once we got it out, and it was fine too. It was power there. So none of this was making sense. And so he went out today, or Saturday morning, and they picked up another surge protector down at Camping World, and it's one of these, all these surge protectors, and this is the main reason for the video, is keep in mind these surge protectors are made in flipping China, okay? So they're only worth as much as you think it's worth. I don't care if you're paying $50 or paying $150, they're generally not trustworthy. So keep that in mind if you ever have electrical issues. And I'll even tell you a little story about that. But anyway, so he picked up a new surge protector. They brought it over and all that, got it all plugged up, and everything worked good, So, and we go put the microwave in, and that time it worked. And it's like, great, okay, everything's awesome, Well, he just mounted it inside. I mean, he just pushed it inside, and I was going to go ahead and screw it up in there and everything. And as I go to lift it, I actually touched the door to lift it, and when my right hand here was pushing on the door a little bit up, the microwave came on. Absolutely, just came on, running, and they ain't supposed to do that. So it makes me think, after a while, that it's possible the microwave caused the whole thing. It's also possible that the surge protector did it. Who knows? We know the surge protector is bad. It went bad. There's different things that could cause that. I mean, the bad outlet could have caused all that by shorting out and everything. But generally, it wouldn't do that, because it's shorting the ground and not providing any power to the thing. So, but it just goes to show you, you can't always tell what electrical is going to be causing what electrical problem. You just don't know. And for an example, when I worked at one company years ago, we'd ordered a whole bunch of those large oscillating fans to mount on the post around the building. And it wasn't too long, and these were supposed to be good quality. Of course, you know where they came from too, right? So, and I remember the first time we had one go out, they would have two problems. They either wouldn't run at all, or they would stop oscillating. It'd be one or the other. So the first one that went out was just because it wouldn't come on anymore. So I took it out, brought it down, took it into the shop, and when I took it apart, you know, the wiring, you know, your plug and all that, it looked great. I mean, it's brand new, but it just didn't look right, you know, to me. It didn't feel right. It didn't have the right coloring a little bit. It's hard to explain, but when you've been doing this stuff for, you know, decades, you're used to seeing things a certain way. And this wiring just felt and looked cheap, super cheap. I said, okay, so I pulled that one out and I installed some brand new American wiring into it, and that thing ran at least till the day I left. It was still running, you know. So as they did that, I would replace the cords and everything would be fine. And as far as the oscillation, when I got into that, the gearboxes in them had plastic little gears in them. So, I mean, you got to remember, people, when you're buying this stuff from these Camping Worlds or Walmarts or anywhere, odds are it's going to be Chinese. And if it's Chinese, it's like we used to say back in the old days when it was made in Japan was junk. You know, of course, the Japanese learned from that and started making things great, you know. And the Chinese may do that over time too, but right now their stuff is crap. So you keep that in mind, especially with dangerous devices like electrical, you know. So anyway, heads up, and y'all have a great and safe one, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.